Welcome back to Screen. Now, award-winning musician, songwriter and comedian Tim Minchin ventures into the world of TV with a new comedy drama series, and Graham's going to tell us all about it.
Well, Margaret, Upright is a wonderful vehicle for the talented Tim Minchin, who, as usual in this half-hour series, does a bit of everything, producing, writing and acting. And there may even be a chance of a song as the story develops. Please Like Me's Matthew Saville directs in his usual suave and empathetic fashion. And the drama was actually created by the Chasers' Chris Taylor, who is joined on the writing team by Minchin, Kate Mulvaney and Leon Ford. Upright opens with a car hurtling along a country highway, carrying a trailer covering some large object with a flapping black tarpaulin. There's a long-haired, ravaged-looking gent driving. It soon becomes clear that 40-year-old Lucky, we learn his name later, is on the road to Perth, driving somewhat haphazardly, muttering to himself behind the wheel. He's been living the itinerant life of a muso in Sydney for 8 years. His only worldly possession, it appears, is the old upright piano on the back of the trailer behind his battered rental car, to which he's obviously compulsively attached. Then fate intervenes in Lucky's life when he's hit from behind by a grimy white Hilux ute and knocked off the road, his car out of action. The other driver is runaway 16-year-old Meg, played brilliantly by Millie Alcock. Older than her years, belligerent and wonderfully profane. And we soon learn that, like Lucky, she's running from her past.
How old are you?
I'm 16, mate. It's none of your fucking business.
Where are your learner plates?
Where's yours?
These two fine talents are given plenty of room to find their characters. Matthew Saville's direction deceptively simple, self-assured and finely contained.
I love Matt Saville as a director. I think one of his episodes of Please Like Me is one of the most sublime pieces of television I've ever seen. And I think he does a wonderful job with this. I mean, Tim Minchin is a major talent and he's so likeable. He's such a shaggy appearance on screen. And she is amazing, Millie Alcock. She's, she's got a history from way back to 2014, and she looks like a baby and she's had all this experience.
She has enormous technical skill too.
Yeah. Look, it's a road movie shared by an absolute loser, a wounded loser and an absolute brat. She is a brat.
Yes. But we know so little about their backstories at this point.
Yeah.
We know she tells us, I think, that her father is probably in the pub somewhere getting drunk and her mother is off somewhere else. And we know that his mother appears in a sequence and
played by the beautiful Heather Mitchell,
who is absolutely terrific in this. She's got cancer and he's driving back to see her. And she says to him, "Look, it's been 8 years. It's about time." In a nice little sequence.
Well, there's been some rift between him and his brother because I think they were in a band together and that fractured.
Yes.
I mean, I've seen a few more episodes than you because I get greedy.
You
I want
can't
to see
stop,
more.
can you? You have to keep going.
And I'm giving this 4 stars.
I'm giving this 4 as well.
Stop agreeing with me.
I'm sorry.
The thing is, when the numbers are big enough, which they are, 1 in a million things happen all the time. Nothing happens for a reason. Well, everything happens for no reason, one of those.
You are so boring.
By the time the idea got to me, Chris had gone to Lingo Pictures. They had been seduced by the idea of a road trip where a dude tries to get Sydney to Perth with a piano.
Yeah.
There wasn't really they hadn't fleshed out the whys and wherefores. And then they got on board Leon Ford and Kate Mulvaney, who are both dear friends of mine, incredible.
And terrific writers.
And actor writers, these kind of multis, these hyphenates. And so by the time it came to me, it had like a 3-page document sort of saying this is the premise and this is what we think and there'll be a sick mum. And I went, well, I suppose I've got to do that because it's my friends. And it was a very tempting, deliberately seductive package. But I was coming off, having had a few projects fall over in America and I was a bit battered and sort of confidence was low. But when I got in the writer's room with these guys and started thinking about why a person might not have been home for 8 years and why he might be taking this piano and what does being upright mean and all this stuff.
Oh, yes.
And suddenly...
Upright.
Yeah.
Yes.
suddenly
Metaphors
it's,
everywhere here.
I know, it's relentlessly layered. I just got addicted to it. And so as my family and I were moving back to Australia, I got addicted to this story, which is about a homecoming. And as I was pulling myself out of a funk, I was helping write Lucky out of his self-loathing or whatever we find out it is. And it's kind of been the most wonderful thing for me artistically. And the creative process was amazing. And obviously huge challenges all the way through it, but I'm very proud of it, which I can say because I don't feel that way about my own work. I'm usually like, kill me. I don't want to watch it, but I think this is a beautifully shot show with a lot of truth in it.
Well, tell us about playing with Millie Alcock. It's an extraordinary bravura performance. Did you improvise much? Was it just, were you let go?
I improvised a bit for two reasons. One, because I come from a background of comedy and stuff, so making shit up is kind of in my wheelhouse. And also because I was one of the writers, it was mine to adjust.
Nice.
Millie, as a younger actress, what was extraordinary about her is that the director and I, Matthew and I, quite early on realised that you didn't need to direct her really, and that actually you over-directed her at your cost because her intuition was exquisite. Her ability to listen and respond was preternatural. But if you load her up with a whole lot of what you wanted, she'd no longer be sitting where she wanted to be. So she came to set fully prepared, all her lines in her head. So there's not much improv, but we worked very hard on a rhythm of dialogue that felt light and truthful. It's not... We worked very hard to pull out of the script anything that felt writerly or top-down. It's not a play. You don't really get a chance to do it until the day. And you rehearse a couple of times, but they're mostly for camera. You know, it's actually about the lights and the camera, the rehearsals, to get that right. And then you're off. And you just have to have done the work.
Stupid name for a grown man. We're on the lookout for these individuals.
I just have to get this. I'm sorry. I'll just be a minute.
Well, you can make that phone call later, my darling, if you're feeling up to it.
What the hell do you think you're doing?